Do know, though, I'm talking more WNBA because of not only Caitlin Clark, but Angel Reese. And Angel Reese, Juju Watkins, a great young player, picked Angel Reese as her WNBA Rookie of the Year. I laughed when I saw it. I said, I was going to get the Caitlin Clark, the Swifties. Remember when Kanye West dissed Taylor Swift? It was the best thing that ever happened to Taylor Swift's career. Her fans became more emboldened, more ticked off, more loyal. The best thing that ever happened to Taylor Swift was Kanye West. Her music's great. She's a great song.
You're about to make a lot of Taylor Swift fans angry because no Taylor Swift fan thinks that that's accurate. And Colin, you are just dead wrong about that. 100%. Taylor Swift was inevitable. The best thing that Taylor Swift ever did was change from country music to like more pop music. It was not Kanye West. I can guarantee you that. So you just angered a lot of Taylor Swift fans.
Writer, super smart, but that emboldened her fan base. Never look back. At the time, it may have hurt, but between the Olympic snub to Caitlin Clark, which was silly, and Angel Reese potentially winning Rookie of the Year, that'd be the best thing in the world for Caitlin Clark. It would also be the best thing in the world for the WNBA. Hear me out. It's a Magic Bird thing. What made Magic and Bird last is neither truly won the who's better. Remember, people chose sides for years because they met in the NCAA finals. Magic won, but then Bird won Rookie of the Year. But then Magic won the title as a rookie. But then Bird won it the next year. 8 years, they made 7 finals. At one point, Magic on top. Then he had a bad finals. He was tragic. And then Bird was on top, and he had some injuries or underachieved in a big spot or two. It just went back and forth and back and forth. Magic never won. Bird never won. And over time, they created this friendship, and they're in McDonald's commercials together. This is great that Angel Reese, along with an Olympic snub, because right now Caitlin Clark's more popular. She's filling arenas. She's moving the attendance and the TV ratings. But if the snub plus Angel Reese winning Rookie of the Year can really change the WNBA, and it creates arguments, and arguments they're great for sports. They're both terrific players. And unlike the NBA, the WNBA draft can deliver players who are productive, culture changers, game one. They're both excellent. But I think Caitlin, the Olympic snub, and if she gets snubbed for Rookie of the Year, it just empowers her fan base and creates a true, real rivalry that's unbelievable for the league. I think I'm not joking here. Listen, I grew up with Ali Frazier. Ali won, Frazier won, Ali won. It empowered both. I mean, Joe Frazier is in the history of heavyweights. One of the reasons he's listed near the top is because the wars he had with Ali, even when he lost. So everybody's pushing back and taking sides on Angel Reese, and they're taking sides on Caitlin Clark. Go look at Magic and Bird. Magic won in college, right? He wins the college game, and Bird wins Rookie of the Year. Then Magic wins the title. Then Bird wins the next. Then Magic had a bad finals, and Bird was on top of the world. And then Magic, it just went back and forth and back, and for like 12 years. And if Bird would have gone to a crappy team, it wouldn't have helped the NBA. It would have helped the Lakers, who have always been the biggest brand, and it would have helped Magic. It was the losses and the tragic Johnson and losing every other year. If you went back to that Magic and Bird final, for a long stretch, it was Lakers, Celtics, Lakers, Celtics, Lakers. It was the push, the pull that made the rivalry and simultaneously elevated the league. I think it's great if Caitlin doesn't win Rookie, but maybe can win a playoff series. And then next year, she's an all-star. And then Angel Reese isn't an all-star. And then the next year, Angel wins a title. That would elevate the entire sport, not just make.
Okay. He's dead wrong here. 100% dead wrong. And under normal circumstances, he would be 100% correct. Now, I'm on the record saying that I think that this rivalry is good for the WNBA and unfortunately needed to elevate the WNBA and even some of the racial conversations that are happening between back and forth. But it's also why what he's saying is just fundamentally wrong. Because Here is the problem that we are in. The country wants to set up Caitlin Clark fans, and Caitlin Clark for that matter, to fail, to come off as rabid racists, as people who think that they're superior because of skin color. That's a problem. Literally, and I'm like still angry about this, Serena Williams at the ESPYs makes such a low-class, gross, disgusting comment saying, wow, Caitlin Clark, white people really do like you. And like everyone like kind of like laughs and you know, just is like, well, whatever comment. It is such a disgusting low-class comment to make, implying that it's like, again, that people like her because she's white. Serena Williams is proof that white fans don't care about your skin color, that they will root for you and cheer for you and be diehard fans of you. She is walking, talking proof of that. If anything, she should be the person that downplays that, but no, she wants to feed into that nonsense narrative. And that's what it is, nonsense. And it's just ridiculous. Can you imagine if a white person up on that stage said, wow, Angel Reese, you got a lot of Southern black people who are really praising you, who really got your back. People would be disgusted and would freak out. How dare you say that? Just another white person calling out a black woman on national television. I mean, it would just be endless. It would just never end. So this whole narrative is getting out of control, especially because Caitlin Clark is clearly the better player. So the fact that she got surpassed is insane. Like we talked about in last video, this is what Caitlin Clark's been averaging in the last 10 games. She's 6-4, 17.2 points per game, 9.7 assists, and 6 double-doubles. She's nearly averaging a triple-double. But all because Angel Reese has like consecutive double-doubles, which is really not that big of a deal. I mean, if Angel Reese can't get double-doubles also on a pretty good team, a team that was better than what Caitlin Clark went to, then you're not a good basketball player. I mean, some of her double-doubles are like 12 points and 10 rebounds. That's nowhere near what Caitlin Clark is doing. What Caitlin Clark is doing is so superior, it's not even funny. It's not to say what Angel Reese isn't doing isn't great. What Angel Reese is doing is great. Let me say it as loud and clear as I possibly can. What Angel Reese is doing is great. What Caitlin Clark is doing is historic, next level, and elite. That's the difference. That's the difference. And people want to keep bringing up turnovers, and I've already been over this a million times. All-time greats. Magic Johnson, as he was talking about. LeBron James, Steph Curry. They're all-time leaders in turnovers. Even in the WNBA itself, the all-time leaders in turnovers are all the Hall of Famers, or all the top women in the WNBA, both present and past. Turnovers happen. It's part of the game. It's like interceptions, especially when you're a high percentage player and the whole game goes through you, which is what Caitlin Clark is. That's just the way it goes. And that's always used against her. And consecutive triple doubles. What would you rather have? Someone who puts up 12 points and 10 rebounds, or someone that's putting up 17 points, 7.2 rebounds a game, and 9.7 assists per game? It's obvious, not to mention all of the attention that Caitlin Clark draws. I don't even mean like popularity. I mean like on the court. She's getting the attention that a LeBron, that a Luka, that a Steph, all of those greats get. That is not what Angel Reese is getting. Angel Reese doesn't get swarmed like that defensively. That is the Caitlin Clark effect. Caitlin Clark is infinitely more valuable and has infinitely a greater impact on winning on the court than anyone else right now. Especially Angel Reese, especially any rookie. You can literally make the argument that Caitlin Clark is the MVP. It's not to say that she's the best player. She's not the best player in the WNBA right now, but she should absolutely be in the argument for MVP because look how she has turned around the Indiana Fever. They were the worst team in the WNBA. They are instantly better. If you take Caitlin Clark off this team, my God, how many wins do they have? 3, 4? She should have even more assists. If her team was actually even somewhat better, even just 5 percentage points better, she would be averaging a double-double as well. She would have 10 double-doubles in a row. And then what would the Angel Reese fans say? So again, the fundamental problem is this, is that if Angel Reese wins Rookie of the Year and Caitlin Clark doesn't, you're going to have a lot of angry fans, and rightfully so. Rightfully so, the fans should be livid because Caitlin Clark clearly is deserving it. And what message are you going to say? Then when the fans are really angry, what are they all going to say? They're going to say they're racist. That's why they're unhappy. And they're going to make these weird comments. Sorry, white people, you can't have everything you want. It's just going to be more, it's going to be now more racism towards white people. But it's okay. That racism is okay. It's just going to be more nonsense. And then you're going to anger the fans. Look, we see fans get angry all the time, right? That's not new. But they're not going to allow these fans to be angry. They're not going to allow the Caitlin Clark fans to be angry. They're going to be racist fans that are angry. That they're just mad that a black woman got, won something over a white girl. That's what it will turn into. It'll turn ugly and nasty, and you're going to just make these fans, you're going to gaslight the fan base even more. And that is the problem. And then there are going to be disgusting racists who say things about Angel and other players, and they're going to highlight that and elevate that like that's the biggest deal. Like that's the norm. And it's just going to continue to get ugly. And you're going to continue to set up this narrative that we're in this whole, I don't even know what to call it, honestly, this diversity explosion. And I'm all for diversity. I mean, I'm all about it. I want to live in a more equal, diverse, just society as a whole, right? That's what I personally want to live in, but not at the expense of what someone who's clearly great. You're just setting up the fan base to fail because you're going to gaslight them. You're going to be like, settle down. Angel Reese is the Rookie of the Year. She won. Get over it. Right, get over it. Because if it was reversed, if Caitlin Clark won, people would say she won because she was white. She's popular because she's white. It's a lose-lose situation for these fans. How are you going to make these fans? This isn't going to embolden them. Some of them, they're going to just be like, the heck with it. Sure, some of it will be emboldened. You might have that kind of Taylor Swift, Kanye West effect. That happens, for sure. But better believe that ESPN and any of the other podcasts and anywhere else online, they're going to lean into the race narrative. It's going to be endless. And it's going to be nonsense. They're going to take tiny little kernels of truth of some of the disgusting fans, and they'll elevate them and be like, this is who Caitlin Clark's fans are. Can you believe they're saying this to Angel Reese all because of the Rookie of the Year? What does this say about the nature of our country? And it's going to be nonsense. And let's do the other side. Let's look at all of Angel Reese's fans. Let's find her ugliest and most disgusting fans and see what fan base of the white people who support Caitlin Clark. We can all say that about all black people who are also supporting Angel Reese because of also equal skin color. It exists on both sides, but the norm is not that. The norm is people like Angel Reese because she's a great player, and the norm is that people like Caitlin Clark because she's a great player. This isn't like people just picking sides based on race, but they want to make you believe that that's what it all is about, that is the foundation of this, that the foundation of Caitlin Clark fans are because she's white, and they're white, and that's what they want to cheer for. And with Angel Reese, they don't even want to talk about it, but if you actually have an honest conversation about it, they'll say that as well. That it's black, black, white, white. And you think now that if Caitlin Clark is actually deserving of the Rookie of the Year, but she gets snubbed and taken away from him, that the fan base isn't going to freak out, and that's not going to just be a more uglier, messier conversation about race? Oh my God, of course it is. And maybe that's a net positive. Maybe continuing this battle of the races continues. Maybe that's what happens. I don't know. But it's just I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. It's getting exhausting, and it's just you're just setting up unfair expectations and unfair outcomes, and then when the people get upset about it, you're going to tell them that they're upset because of the wrong reasons, because of race, right? That's what you're going to say, and that is the problem. If you were saying you're just upset because you're a fan base, that's one thing. But they're going to say they're upset because of race. That is the fundamental problem. The last point that I really want to drive home is I want to be very clear that I think there are amazing fans. I think majority of the fans of both fan bases, of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, are largely positive. Race is not influencing them. I think the majority of Angel Reese fans support Angel. Nothing to do with race, not because it's black, and Caitlin Clark as well, not because it's white. I think you have plenty of black fans who who root for Caitlin Clark, and plenty of plenty of white fans that root for Angel Reese. I think there's racist, terrible, disgusting people on both sides. There's disgusting people who want to see Caitlin Clark and they say disgusting things towards Angel, and it's abhorrent and awful, but I do think it's the minority. And then on the other side, I think there's disgusting fans who are, cheering for Angel and want to see Caitlin Clark fail because of race as well, because she's white and they're black, or another minority potentially, whatever it may be. So I think there's disgusting people on both sides, but I think the vast majority, I think it's undeniable, the vast majority of people are good people in this, massive fan base that's growing and the massive rivalry that's growing. And to keep focusing on the negative, on the racial side of things, on the bad actors who maybe can be loud on, in the comment section, but are clearly not the majority, to keep focus on that, to keep feeding on that, to make jokes that they think it's okay, especially in this climate these days, is not the path forward. Sure, it might get you clicks, but it is not what we're trying to work towards. And yet they keep creating that world and then saying, how dare we live in that world? You're creating that. You're creating that narrative. You're creating that messaging. If a kid is watching, if some little girl, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, is watching the ESPYs, and she's like, oh, I can't wait. I wonder if Caitlin Clark's going to win an award. And now one of the most famous black athletes of Serena Williams says, wow, you white people sure love Caitlin Clark. How is that supposed to make her feel? You're essentially telling that 9-year-old to kind of like double down and then potentially pick a side based off of race. You're doing more harm than good, and it's just not a doubt in my mind. Unfortunately, we're not at this point in our world where we can make those types of comments just as like pure jokes and have it just be a fun, like, haha, isn't that funny? That's not where we're at right now. It has literally become a war in that regard. And one side thinks that they're better than the other. One thinks that they have the moral high ground over the other. And the truth is that both of the bad actors in that are both equally awful. But like I said, it just the positive and the actual good fans are the vast majority, but they do not get the credit. The vast majority of Caitlin Clark fans are not racist. The vast majority of Angel Reese fans are not racist. But we just want to keep talking about the ugly. And if Caitlin Clark gets snubbed from the Rookie of the Year or any other awards that she could potentially get, it'll only double, triple, quadruple down on that and will make it a million times worse. Not a doubt in my mind. But hey, it'll make good content, and I guess that's all anyone cares about these days. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think it would actually be good for Caitlin Clark to lose because it would just inspire that fan base to be more passionate and supportive, and I'm sure nothing could go wrong? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.